I don't even care.
His name is Soda Barn, right? Soda Barn or whatever. Why are you just dropping money like doodling it?
I'm proofing one.
What?
Oh my god.
Why are you just tossing money around? Is that your money?
I'm not doing it. What the fuck, man? What the fuck, man?
This guy, you come in a hack lobby, bro. Just seeing money just coming out of you.
I'm just leaving. I'm just leaving. I'm just gonna leave. I'm just gonna leave. Oh my god.
Hey, what's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Tick, aka Game Fanatic, the Michael Jordan game, and also the Rebel YouTube Underground. I'm back with yet another commentary. This is gonna be a channel update video. I haven't done one of these in a long time. But this is one of those channel update videos. I'm gonna give you an idea of what I'm gonna be doing on this channel. Because I noticed something, bro. I noticed something a few days ago. I was like, yo, I haven't been putting out the content that people used to love me for. So pretty much what I'm talking about is, back in the day, I used to, do commentaries about, different topics, stuff that people could relate to, things that go on in your everyday life or something like that. Or I would drop some knowledge, what I would consider knowledge, something I may have experienced in my life. And I know a lot of y'all are a lot younger, so I might, tell you like, hey, yeah, don't let this happen, or don't do this, or something like that. And people used to like me for that. Pretty much recently, I just been focusing on, trying to be, one of those gaming news channels. Because I was thinking, like, as a gaming channel, I should focus more on games. But that gets boring. Like, hearing about gaming news, and pretty much a lot of y'all already heard about the news before I even, post it. Rather it's from like, Review Tech or someone else in YouTube that actually, search the web and actually finds the information. Once it instantly pops up, they instantly make a video on it. So it gets boring to watch those kind of videos. So I'm deciding I'm gonna go back and focus on what I used to do, what I did best. T-Fly made a video talking about this, like, man, stay in your lane. He was talking about, like, don't try to, do what other folks are doing. Do what works for you. And I think that's what worked for me a lot better. And also, on the other hand, not talking about video game news will stop making me seem so much like a negative Nancy. Because when I talk about these video games, I always like to bring up the negative parts. And that's how I always am. I'm not saying I'm not going to ever, talk negative about video games, because I'm still going to do that. If there's a video game that comes out with some kind of nonsense that I didn't like, best believe it's going to be a video on it. So you don't have to worry about that. I'm not going to sell out. Not like that. If it's something that needs to be brought up, in my opinion, that is in gaming news that could be better, I'm definitely going to bring it up. So if there's any more downgrades, if there's any more things left out of a video game, or if there's something that I used to like in the game that's no longer there, or they changed it, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to make those videos. But it's going to be more positive, back to how I used to do things before I linked up with the old crew, because if you go back to my videos back then, like, most of my videos were all, like I said, about certain topics and things like that. And then it was only like after, I want to say, E3 2013, when they started showing the consoles, that's when I started, going on about Microsoft and stuff like that. And mainly I would do it because it was a dude I was cool with. He used to keep making videos about hating on Sony when, Microsoft was doing the most at that time. So I used to make videos all day just to, show him he don't know what he was talking about. And then as I got on the Illuminati podcast, it was seeming like, my negativity was the stick. So what's it called? Stick, whatever, my stick or whatever. I'm probably saying the word wrong, but you know what I'm saying. It was my thing. Apparently that, everybody liked me for, always going against the grain and stuff like that. And I'm not saying I was doing it on purpose. A lot of times I was being, genuine. I was just didn't like that about a game, or I didn't care much for that video game, and I would voice that opinion. I was like, yeah, I didn't really care too much about it. I don't understand why people like it. And people always saw me as a negative one, even though everybody else in the podcast, well, it was one other person in the podcast that hated on stuff more than I did, but they weren't going to talk about him because he was it was his channel and he was the more popular out of all of us. So, of course, you know, his word was platinum and gold. So there's nothing you could do against. Well, you know, no one was going to really complain much about him hating on stuff, but so. Since then, I've been, you know, doing the whole game news thing and just focusing on the negatives. I mean, to me, if there's a negative, you should focus on the negative more over a positive, because a negative is something that needs to be changed. It's a negative for a reason. If it's a positive, it really doesn't need to be spoken about, because people are like, why do you always speak about the negatives? Why do you talk about the positive? Because the positive is the positive. It's good. It's no reason to talk about that. It's not news. If you watch the news, most of the time the news is about negative stuff, unless it's something that happens good from something that's normally negative. So that's how it is on my channel. If it's a video game and it's got some positives on it, okay, I'm not going to talk about that because we already know it's positive on that part. But when it's something that's negative, you want to fix that. So I would actually, you know, talk about the negatives. But like I said, the channel is going to be going through a little change. I'm still going to do the, you know, whole Bill Cosby thing. I still got some other stuff I'm going to try also, but for the most part, I'm going to try to go back to just talking about topics. And with doing that, I have to get a whole bunch of gameplay. And that's the problem with why I don't upload as much, because I don't play, like I used to play Battlefield, Call of Duty, and just get a bunch of the gameplays to leave, you know, for commentaries. Don't have that anymore. So I'm going to have to start playing the game more often, you know, recording more footage and stuff like that, so I can actually have footage to actually do a commentary on. So I'm going to try to do that for y'all and come up with some cool topics to talk about that y'all can relate to. This is your boy Tick, aka Game Fanatic. Let me know how you feel about it in the comment section down below. And I'm gone. Bye!